Alex Neil gets his revenge. Dwight Gale scores twice. Couldn't make it up, could yous? All I'm going to say about Alex Neil, because I know people probably will be tuning into the video for this, if you want to know my issues with Alex Neil, and I still have them by the way, today's defeat, heavy defeat annoyingly, doesn't change that. Go and watch the first 4 minutes of Jam Sarni's match preview. Tells you everything you need to know. Anyway, as far as the game itself goes, worked a treat for him, didn't it? Worked an absolute treat for him. I have to admit, when the lineup was announced, I was a bit concerned about the lack of physicality, especially in the middle. And albeit O'Nine's not the most brutish of players, if you like, he definitely isn't afraid to get a tackle in, and he isn't afraid to sort of let people know that he's there, let people know that he's got a bit of tackle, a bit of bite about him. And I think we missed that heavily in the midfield. Obviously a lot of what we were doing today going forward, we couldn't get any rhythm going, and yeah, this is where the criticism comes in of not having a focal point up front, which is absolutely fair enough. But for me, that still doesn't excuse the fact you've let in 5 very, very soft goals. I don't think I need to look at the goals back, but as of right now, I can't remember any of Stoke's goals being particularly good. Don't get me wrong, Stoke fans watching this, you're not going to care. Why should you? Fair play to Stoke fans, by the way. I actually thought they were quite loud. Some of the loudest fans I have heard this season. Obviously, it's easy when you're having a 5-1 win, but still, doesn't mean they didn't make any noise. Yeah, I mean, I felt first half Sunderland huffed and puffed and actually did give a bit of effort. But I think the second and third ones being so quick, I think was just unforgivable in my opinion. Now, to be fair, if I'm going to be fair to the players, they have been competitive in almost every game this season. And up till today, I didn't think we disgraced ourselves. For me, though, it was a disgrace today because the amount of goals we let in were avoidable. We gave up. We let our heads drop. And to be fair, and again, to be fair, that's the first time I've said that this season where we've let our heads drop. The one thing that does concern us a bit is the fact that we said this would happen with Tony Mowbray, and I think Tony Mowbray, by the way, has had his hands tied on a lot of things this season. Again, for me, it's not excuses. For me, it's fact. He's had Ross Stewart be injured for 2 big, lengthy injuries as well. By the way, it wasn't just a couple of weeks; it's been months out at a time. He's had Ellis Sims recalled from under his nose by Everton, which, to be fair, Speakman and Harvey couldn't really have controlled that. What Speakman and Harvey could have controlled, however, was getting another forward in January, and I've always criticised them for that, and I think that they've got to face criticism for that because you've got to be nuanced. They didn't bring another forward, and I still believe that was poor. Even before Ross Stewart got injured at Fulham, I thought we needed another one. Rob Rapace and Corey Evans could have been a big one. For me, while the players are young, and obviously that's a very harsh lesson to say the least, for me it doesn't excuse, you don't let in that many goals. We didn't do, I think I've just did an interview with Sean on Fans React, we didn't do the basics enough. We just let ourselves get bullied again, and you know, just because you're small doesn't mean you have to, it's automatically a loss that you're going to get bullied. You know, sometimes let people know that you're there. I felt in terms of performances, and it's harsh to single anyone out really, but I thought Dan Neil looked just a bit off it. Maybe he's getting a bit burnt out, but none of the players covered themselves in any glory today. I think maybe Pritchard I thought looked a bit bothered when he was on the pitch, but for me, I just think too many players going through the motions in the second half. And yeah, fair play to Stoke. They got the win. That, you know, I said Stoke would never get relegated, but yeah, my opinion on Alex Neil still stands. That'll never change. But yeah, it's just a case of, do we let the season fizzle out? Now, to be fair, the one last thing I will say is this. And by the way, if you think I've earned a subscription from you, I know people probably won't feel that way at the minute, but yeah, like and subscribe, that would mean a lot. But point is, the last thing I'll say is this. With Tony Mowbray, we were warned from Blackburn fans that apparently once you're close to staying up, this potentially happens. Now for me, this might sound very harsh here, but for me, if we get to a point at the end of the season where this is continued, I would change... Hang on, I'll do it this way. Just a minute. Hang on. Wait. Can't even do that properly. For me, I would change at the end of the season, only because next season, for me, we have to be making a push for the top 6, and I think that's a fair expectation given the size of the club. You get offended by crowds all you want, but I don't care. You know, that's the expectation. The club this size of Sunderland can't be in the Championship for more than a couple of seasons. This season, you can get away with a potential dip happening, but you can't get away with it next season. So, as harsh as it sounds, I think Mowbray's done well in a lot of areas. I think, you know, next season, if you want to kick on and get into the playoffs, then you need someone who I think is going to get you there, because Mowbray apparently has had a history of this. I hope he proves us wrong. I really hope he proves us wrong. but I will wait and see. Yeah, I'm not even angry at this point. This is why I didn't do a video straight away. I had to calm down. I was raging, and it would have been a terrible video for you to watch. It would have just been constant shouting and swearing and not talking much sense. But there you go. Anyway, guys, I love you and leave yous. Well done, Alex Neil. I don't wish Alex Neil any luck. I still will never forgive what he did in terms of the way he left and the manner and the timing of his departure. I wish Stoke and their fans all the best. They've underperformed for a number of years and they should be seeing better than they have been. But anyway, I love you and leave you there, guys. See you next week for Norwich. Fantastic.